afternoon, Blue Springs. Who is excited to be here today? Well, I want to start out by thanking the Chamber for letting me have one of these coveted Chamber lunches to address you today. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on all the exciting things that are happening in Blue Springs. This is my second State of the City address. And, last year was great. We had a lot of exciting things to celebrate. But as I droned on for an hour, I feel like I was losing you guys. A couple of people over here had some glazed eyes or people fighting to stay awake in the back. And so when I prepared with the team this year, I told them I wanted to be more TED Talk and less listen to me talk. And so I don't know if we quite got there today, but have some exciting things to talk about. If you're doing the math too, here in just a couple of months, I will have been mayor for 2 full years. So I kind of also see this as a bit of a midterm check-in to make sure I'm doing the things that I was elected to do. But more than that, it's an opportunity for the elected officials in Blue Springs, for the city council, to be accountable to what we hear you as residents saying that we should be accomplishing. And I can tell you, this city council has stepped up in a big way. We've heard you say you wanted us to focus more on street maintenance. We've heard you say you want us to focus more on public safety, on hiring officers. We've heard you say you want us to focus more on development, especially downtown. And you will see us celebrate a lot of those things today. And so because of that, I can tell you the state of the city is strong, and I get a chance to talk to you about the day. You ready to hear about it? All right. No, Councilman Rowan is not ready. Well, before we get to some of the business stuff, I do have several introductions to make. I'm going to try to keep it a little more brief than last year, but I also have more people to introduce than last year. So if you will help me right at the top, welcome and introduce my wife, the First Lady of Blue Springs, Grace Levisae. Give her a round of applause. As Ashish said in the bio, last October, we have been married for 20 years. And actually last week, we celebrated our dating anniversary of 24 years together. And Monday was a birthday. So we have a lot to celebrate. So it's been an exciting week for us. Also, nothing here happens in Blue Springs without the support and the action of the city council. And rather than introduce them individually, we got a fun video to show you. So roll the introduction video. All right, City Council, stand up. Let them see you. Wave to them. Give them a round of applause. I do have the star of the video here with me. So this was an opportunity for a wardrobe change. I could have come out in my shorts and t-shirt, but you guys saw those chicken legs, and I didn't want to subject you to that in real life. But if anybody gets out of line, I got something to throw at you. Well, I also always like to take an opportunity when we have a chance to recognize people. I think it's important to take time when you have one to do that. And so I want Council Member Edmondson to come up here with me, if you could, please. Can we give him a round of applause? So officially, Councilmember Edmondson, come on up here on stage. You're going to make you do the hard work. Officially is not running for re-election. He was elected in 2008, so 18 years on the city council, and actually had a tour of duty as an appointed council member for 8 months in, what was it, 02? I have a proclamation. We're not going to give it to you yet. So today is not Councilmember Edmondson Day. That will be April on your last day. But I still thought it was important to recognize all of the work Kent has done for this community over the years. And we're just going to scratch the surface, but I want to tell you some of those things. Kent has not only been a council member, he also served on the school board for a term. He also here for the chamber was chamber president. He was outstanding citizen of the year, volunteer of the year. His business won business of the year. He is Rotarian of the year, past president of the Blue Springs Rotary Club. What else am I missing? He started basically the art commission, served on the park commission, served on the planning commission, all before he was a council member, has just dedicated a lot of life to this community. And so I'm not going to say everything I want to say about you now. I'm going to save some of that for April, because then I got to come up with new stuff. But I want you guys to recognize, yeah, we're going to embarrass you as much as we can. But I want you guys to recognize how valuable Kent has been to this community. I got to serve with him as a council member for District 2. Fortunately, we had some like-minded ideas, and so it worked out really well. But I just want you to help me recognize him for all of his dedication to the community. So thank you, Councilmember Edmondson. You may now be seated again. Thank you, sir. So we also have several mayors from the community here in the room tonight or today. So I'm going to recognize them, and might even have a few words to say about a couple of them too. So from the city of Raytown, we have Mayor Mike McDonough. Give him a round of applause. From the city of Sugar Creek, we have Mayor Mike Larson. From the city of Oak Grove, we have Mayor Dana Webb. From the city of Lake Tapawingo, we have Mayor Steve Magel. From the city of Lone Jack, we have Mayor Phil Andreas. And not least, but last, I have 3 mayors that next year will not be sitting with us next year. And so I want to mention them specifically. From Green Valley, we have Mayor Mike Todd. There he is. So Mayor Mike has decided to trade his office for City Hall for an office at the state capitol. So we wish you luck, and just hope when you're there, you don't forget about all the stuff cities are doing, right? We also have, for the City of Independence, Mayor Roy Rowland. So Roy won't remember this. I remember Rory from before his mayor days when he was State Representative Rowland. And his reputation at the time was one of fairness. Didn't matter which side of the aisle you were on, he was approachable. Everyone loved that guy, and so that's why Independence stole him back to the City Hall. But appreciate all of your mentorship and leadership, and we're going to miss you next year. And finally, again, last but certainly not least, we have the mayor of Lee Summit, Bill Baird. Give him a round of applause. So not any fault of his own. We hear about Lee Summit here in Blue Springs every once in a while, and usually when I read it on Facebook, it goes something like this. Why can't we be more like Lee Summit? It's something like that. And so, yes, exactly. Is that how you hear it in your head too? Yeah. But, well, I would say the highest compliment I can give is if there is anyone that loves their community more than I love Blue Springs, I would say Bill rivals that. He has been dedicated to Lee Summit for the past several years, and I don't know what's next for him, but I know it will be great, and we appreciate all your mentorship and leadership as well. So thank you, Bill. We also have several elected officials from the county here. So from the county, we have Jackson County Executive Phil Lavoda. Phil, stand up and let them see you. So we complain about the county a lot out here in Blue Springs, and unfortunately for you, I don't think that's gonna change, but I appreciate the work you've done to be open and transparent and reach out to our community out here in Eastern Jackson County. And so thank you for your leadership as well. We also have Jackson County Sheriff Daryl Forte. Where are you, Mr. Sheriff? He has also been open and available to us whenever we've asked. Appreciate you being here. We also have Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson right up here up front. She has been kicking butt as prosecutor these last few months, and so appreciate all your work as well. We also have Teresa Garza, who is not only the Jackson County Chief of Staff, but also a Raytown Alderman and previous county legislator from Blue Springs. So give her a round of applause. So in addition to elected officials, we always like to celebrate our stakeholders and our partners in the community as well. So first I want to recognize Central Jackson County Fire Protection District Chief Lair, Kirk Lair. Give him a round of applause. We also have in the room our Citizen of the Year, Brad Bass. Brad, why don't you stand up? The CEO of FIKE, and was our Truman Heartland Citizen of the Year. And we have our Civic Leadership Award recipient, Mr. Daryl Smith, the CEO of Hero Fund USA. Our school districts are also pretty important partners for us. And so we have, last year, we talked a lot about the multiple school districts that are represented in the city of Blue Springs. And so from Lee Summit, we have the superintendent of Lee Summit Schools, Dr. David Buck. Sorry, Dr. Buck. I almost called you Brad Welly, and he wouldn't have appreciated that either. From Grain Valley, we have Dr. Brad Welly. Give him a round of applause. And Dr. Welly is also trading up and retiring next year. So he brought Dr. Amanda Allen, who's the incoming superintendent of Grain Valley. From the Blue Springs School Board, we have school board members Jeff Seams and Nikki Emerson. Stand up and wave at us. And we have Blue Springs Superintendent Dr. Bob Jerome. So because of our partnership with the school districts, we've had the opportunity to recognize several students that have achieved some pretty amazing things this year. We had the Blue Springs South baseball team, who was the Class 6 state champions. We had both high schools, Blue Springs and Blue Springs South, had state speech and debate tournament winners. We had Garrett Flack, who was the winningest speech and debate student in the history of Blue Springs South. He won the national championship. And then we also had a diver who is the first female diver in district history to win and repeat a state title. So we got to recognize all of them at Blue Springs City Council meetings and make that connection and build that bridge with the school district as well. So speaking of Dr. Jerome, if any of you have seen any of his updates, you'll know they have a friend, Aiden, who always likes to offer some advice to what they're doing to the school district. Well, Dr. Jerome was kind enough to ask Aiden some advice he might have for the city of Blue Springs, and we have a video for you to watch for that as well. So roll the video.
I think they need to opt with animals.
Okay.
They need to make it free to get one.
Free animals
Yeah.
for people to have.
We're putting an animal, it is not a statue, a living thing on a shelf in a cage.
So but when you go to the pet store, you just want them to be free.
Just at least if you're wanting people to get them, just put like free signs on them.
Just give them away. So Mayor Levisay, who's the mayor of Blue Springs, just needs to offer free pets.
Yes, all the pet stores like Petland, offer them for free. Yeah, that's gonna, or maybe even for like way cheap or discounted.
Okay. I will share that with him, and we can see if that's an option for free pets.
Maybe instead of like $100 for that cute little pit bull, maybe $5 and a bag of food for the pit bull.
That'd be a good deal, wouldn't it?
Because why are we spending that much on an animal? It's not that pot sitting there. It isn't a statue of an animal.
Takes a lot to take care of animals too, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is all that so expensive? Like, people know they have to have it. Like medicine,
Right?
$500 for one thing.
Yeah.
There was a asthma medicine that I take. It's a puffin head, that sometimes I take. If insurance wouldn't cover it, it'd be like $500.
It's a great point.
Why is medicine that expensive? I know they know that people have to have it, so they're gonna do that to make the money, but
Well, I didn't know we'd get into healthcare reform today, but there's a lot of good topics that you're bringing up. And I can mention that to Mayor Levasseur, but I think that's even higher than him.
Aiden always gives great advice. We appreciate him offering some of that. But Aiden provides a good segue. One of the items in our strategic plan is to continue to take care of animals in Blue Springs better, including expanding our shelter potentially, and a long-term plan for animal control. And so in front of you, you have the strategic plan on your tables there. Was one of the accomplishments of 2025. The City Council started a 10-month process that involved conversations with lots of stakeholders, the school district, with HOAs, with residents, with staff, and City Council, and developed this plan. It was probably the most extensive process that I've been a part of in all of my years participating. And so it allows us to have essentially an accountability document to make sure that we're doing the things that we heard you as residents say we should do. So for the next 3 to 5 years, we will use this document as a roadmap, as a guide to accomplish the things that are in it, already starting achieving a lot of them, and that's some of what I'll talk about today. I want to read you specifically the verbatim language. You'll see our mission statement and our vision statement. And so our mission is kind of the thing we exist to do, and our vision is the thing that we're hoping to get done. So the mission of Blue Springs is the city that provides services that promote a safe and welcoming environment, support sustainable growth, and strengthen community for today and tomorrow. And so we know that whatever decision we make has to be sustainable, has to be able to be funded for years to come. We don't want to get behind on maintenance, on deferring maintenance, on backlog and anything. We want to make sure we're making decisions that we can keep up with. We want to make sure that we're making decisions that will make our community stronger into the future. Our vision statement is that Blue Springs is a growing community with the heart of a small town, driven by big opportunities and a commitment to a high quality of life for all. So those are our guidelines, our posts as we move forward for the next several years. There are a lot of objectives, a lot of performance measures. We will have annual updates to make sure we're checking those boxes and moving forward in the way that we told you we would. It's a way to build trust with the community as we tell you what we're planning on accomplishing and then actually accomplish it. That's the goal. So the strategic plan is a big accomplishment in 2025. Some of the strategic principles in the plan are downtown revitalization, which we'll talk about a lot of projects here later. Balanced growth, some of those things like the strategic plan, our comprehensive plan that we're in process of now, our parks master plan that we're working on now, our downtown master plan that we completed in 2024. All of those things help us to plan ahead and to balance that growth as we move forward. Our community identity, what makes Blue Springs unique. No hard feelings to that guys at those tables over there, but we want Blue Springs to have a message of what makes us special, what makes people want to live and work and go to school and all those things in Blue Springs. So community identity is big. Infrastructure we'll talk a lot about. Street maintenance, our wastewater facility, parks development. Community is safety and well-being, lots of things with public safety. And we have a new Neighbors in Need task force we'll talk a little about here in a minute. And then just our organizational health in general, making sure our employees have access to what they need to, training and equipment, and making sure that they're taken care of as an organization, not just city government. So strategic plan will be big as well. One of the biggest priorities in the strategic plan is infrastructure. And so I want to make sure that we hit on this one big, because this is what we've heard from residents for years that the city government should focus on. So I have a couple of maps I wanted to look up here. I had the staff put these in particular. These are the streets that were paved last year in 24 and 25. So if you remember the August 24 bond issue, we had expected to complete about 35 miles of street maintenance in the neighbors or the neighborhood street preservation program is what we were calling it. Ended up, we have 52 miles with half of the money last year. And then go and put the 26 slide up. Then this year, we will complete 110 miles of street maintenance in the neighborhood prevention pavement plan. And so that will be 162 miles of street maintenance that will happen in just 2 calendar years. At the end of this year, we will have completed more street maintenance in 2 years than the entire last 10 years combined. And that's about a third of the entire street network of Blue Springs. So we still have some work to do. We also have a new preventive pavement management plan, which is a 20-year plan, first like it we've ever had, to make sure that we can continue moving forward with this process and not get in a backlog again. I want to specifically recognize some people that helped us do that. We had our own plan for that 35 miles, but when we had a relationship with Cochran Engineering, if they will stand up, Sally and Toby and Dave, give them a round of applause. Thank you for being here. They helped us spread that money to extend it to that 162 miles. And so street maintenance has been a main focus of your city council for the last couple of years. We're making a lot of great progress. This year, some of the major roads we hear a lot about, Artie Mize, 15th Street, 19th Street, Mock, Woods Chapel, ADP will all get paved this calendar year. And so it's going to be a big year. Somebody joked about we're going to paint the town black with road maintenance, street maintenance throughout all of Blue Springs. So that's big. Other projects for infrastructure this year are Wyatt Road, both east and west Wyatt, off of 7 Highway will get improved. Our Schneibar wastewater treatment plant, we have an election for that here coming up in a couple of months. I'll talk more about later. Both in 24 and 25, we completed 2 miles of sidewalk infill. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's about 30 or 40 projects of gaps in our sidewalk system. The sidewalk ended here, and there was a gap in the middle. And so we infilled that with some money that we had in the budget, and 2 miles of new sidewalks in just the last couple of years. And also some renovations to our public works buildings and other city facilities have been accomplished and will be accomplished in 26. Have another video talk more about infrastructure. You'll pay attention to the screen for that.
The Blue Springs City Council and city staff have developed a series of street and sidewalk improvements that benefit residents by improving safety, access, and mobility. Work began in early 2025 with the Neighborhood Street Preservation Project. This past year, 52 lane miles of neighborhood streets were completed, far exceeding our original estimates when the project was first proposed. Looking ahead to 2026, the city plans to complete more than 110 lane miles of pavement improvements with an investment of $15 million through our Preventative Pavement Management Program. In addition to neighborhood streets, several major roadways are scheduled for resurfacing. 15th Street, 19th Street, Mock Avenue, Woods Chapel, Artie Mize Road, and South Outer Road. Sidewalk improvements are also an important part of keeping our community connected. In 2025, the city completed nearly 4,300 feet of sidewalk infill projects throughout Blue Springs, improving safety and accessibility for pedestrians. There are also new road projects ahead for 2026. These include the construction of Southwest 12th Street from Wyatt Road to Southwest Southcrest Drive, turn lane addition at the intersection of Adams Dairy Parkway and Duncan Road, and the reconstruction of Wyatt Road between 7 Highway and Adams Dairy Parkway. Through these projects, the city remains committed to serving Blue Springs residents with safer streets, improved access, and better mobility for years to come.
The city department that deals with our infrastructure most is obviously the Public Works Department. Last winter, they dealt with 21 inches of snow in Blue Springs. That was Public Works staff applied 2,000 tons of salt to city streets, logged more than 3,000 hours of snow removal. They always do a great job of snow removal here in Blue Springs. We know we're the envy of the region. I'm going to avoid making eye contact with any of the mayors over there. They also filled in 9,500 potholes throughout the city of Blue Springs. So as much as you read about potholes on Facebook, they are filling them, and they're filling them at record speeds, thousands at a time. They're doing a great job. In April, we'll have an election for our Schneibar wastewater treatment plant. I will talk more about that here in a minute. Public safety is also one of the big priorities for the community and for the strategic plan. And so I had them put a couple of numbers up there. In 2024, Blue Springs hired 14 new officers. In 2025, hired 9 new officers. And we have 101 sworn officers from the chief down to patrol and detectives. And so that's about, again, a fourth of our entire department. Now, that doesn't account for people that retired and all of that, but we have had significant increase in the amount of officers hired. You'll see on there also, there's already starting to show a decrease in crime from 24 to 25. And they're doing a great job with new patrols, making sure that they're keeping up with the things that are happening in Blue Springs. One of the other big things that were talked about last year, just a couple months ago, is we are the first flock safe city in the state of Missouri. So that means an expansion of our flock system, also acceleration of what we had planned, a strategic plan for our drone as first responders program. You hear a lot about conversation about flock and those tools in the community on Facebook. It is a tool just like anything else the police department uses, just like a police car or a body cam or a pair of handcuffs. It's a tool they use to fight crime in the city of Blue Springs. And so we have been very supportive of it. It's been very useful and successful as it's operated in Blue Springs and in the region. And so we're excited about what that will mean for the community moving forward. And a couple of things I forgot to mention that's on the next slide, I think. We also had a couple community projects such as Girls on Fire, which had 140 participants, Life Sports, which had 170 participants. They also, last year, received 3 pretty big grants. They have a Blue Shield grant that was about $50,000 for new body cameras and in-car computers, a domestic violence grant for specialized training for detectives, and a Hero Fund donation for some new tactical communications equipment. But I want to show this video about the flock safety cameras here that Chief Munns has got for us. Go ahead and roll that video.
Chief Bob Munns here, standing in front of one of over 70 license plate reader cameras we have positioned throughout the city. The purpose of the license plate reader camera is to capture the vehicle's license plate as it's coming into the city. If it's a stolen vehicle or a person with warrants or a stolen license plate, it'll send an alert to the officers and they can apprehend that vehicle or at least look for that vehicle. So the license plate reader cameras are just one small part of the overall Flock Safe City program. With that program, we're going to look at drone as first responder, implementing a real-time crime center, putting surveillance cameras in certain key intersections throughout the community. The drone as first responder program will allow us to fly the drone to the crime scene or the incident location when it occurs within 90 seconds to 2 minutes to give our responding officers eyes on scene to let them know, is there an accident in the intersection or not? Is there smoke coming from the house? Is there a suspect still on scene? And that operator in the real-time crime center can relay that information to first responders. One of the other parts of the Safe City program is the placement of the live 911 call into the officer's vehicle, and hopefully, if they're in the area, start their response as the communications officer or dispatcher is getting that information. We also have enhanced search features as part of the Safe City initiative for our investigators. Using artificial intelligence, they can search the system for a white truck with a ladder rack that may be a suspect of a crime. To fund these new technology initiatives, we'll be using public safety sales tax dollars, and we are extremely grateful to the community for their support. Through the use of this new technology, we look forward to serving the city of Blue Springs and keeping it safer as we move through 2026.
We also look forward for those public safety improvements in 2026. Downtown revitalization has been a big conversation for the last couple of years, making a lot of progress in what's been decades-long attempts to improve downtown. Lots of success in those plans over the years. Those people that were involved in making that happen set the foundation for what we're building on today. But we made a lot of progress in just 2 short years. We have 3 projects that are currently active that are working right now. Central Park, making some improvements and adjustments to what it looks like. A trail around the pond behind the depot, other equipment and things planned for the future there. We have the lumber yard project that we've designated a developer for, working on the finance agreement with that. It will be a mixed-use project of apartments and retail on the bottom floor. And then the streetscape project is the big one that will completely remake what Main Street looks like. We're working on a bid for that. I think just went out this week. Construction should start in May. And by this time next year, Main Street will look entirely different, from 7 Highway to 15th Street, expanded sidewalks, improvements to the lighting, ways for pedestrian access, getting us in compliance with current standards on Main Street. A lot of great things happening. Rather than listen to me talk about it, I'll show a video, give you some highlights.
The city's newly adopted strategic plan, alongside the 2024 Downtown Master Plan, has given the city renewed energy with its approach to downtown revitalization. The city's downtown revitalization effort is multifaceted, involving infrastructure projects, economic incentives, and redevelopment initiatives that will transform and enhance the downtown district. There are 4 big-ticket items for downtown revitalization. The Central Park Improvements Project presents a chance to bring a nature recreation area to the setting of downtown. This is an unutilized park that has the potential to be a new, vibrant civic space for the downtown area, enhancing the landscaping pathways and seating to knit the park into downtown's pedestrian network. The former lumberyard will see a transformation of this vacant site into an active, mixed-use development, with first-floor commercial space and residential units above. This will provide the downtown market with new commercial space to further attract new types of dining and retail. The former First Baptist Church property was purchased by the City of Blue Springs in January 2025, and the city issued a request for proposals in December 2025, soliciting proposals for potential reuse and redevelopment ideas. The Downtown Streetscape Enhancements Project will transform downtown Blue Springs and build a new foundation for downtown revitalization. Funds from the 2024 voter-approved bonds will be used to construct a new Main Street with sidewalks that are more pedestrian-friendly and streetlights and landscaping that will help to make downtown Blue Springs a distinct and unique destination, attracting culture, commerce, and community for the city. The city is excited and motivated to see these transformative projects through to completion, and we look forward to sharing more with the residents of Blue Springs over the upcoming months.
A lot of exciting things happening downtown. Speaking of parks, our Blue Springs Parks and Recreation Department had another exciting year. I'm going to read a few of the highlights. Not only did they have an increase in our programs and attendees, but also received several honors from the Missouri Parks and Recreation Association. Last year, our Spooky Springs event had 2,100 attendees. Our Red, White, and Blue Springs event had 5,000 plus, and this year we're making it even bigger. And so helped celebrate the semi-quincentennial. Even though, anybody know what that means? 250 years of America, semi-quincentennial. We had 2 Green Up the Blue events with 150 volunteers and over 120 bags of trash from parks and waterways and green spaces. Vesper Hall served 15,000 meals and had volunteer hours of over 2,000. Our youth sports had more than 4,500 participants. And our Parks Department won 4 additional awards from the Missouri Parks and Recreation Association. Derek Maiden was recognized as a Distinguished Park Resource Professional. Blue Surf Bay Water Park received an award for facility and design construction. Our Adaptive Swim Lessons received an award for programming. And our Brew to Brew 0.5K got an award for special events. I've run that every year. It's real long. You guys should join us next year. You get coffee and beer on each end, so you can't beat that. We had 2025 projects. We're celebrating renovations of all the restrooms at Hidden Valley Sports Complex. We had some maintenance of the Rotary Park, dredged and improved that water quality, and began our Parks and Recreation Master Plan. But the big thing that's exciting for this year and next year is the development of Southwest Park. We're the furthest south park in the city of Blue Springs. Right now, there's no park south of Moreland School Road. And so this is going to be a regional draw of a park. Let's watch the video here, see what we're planning for that.
The City of Blue Springs is developing a new 50-acre park north of Wyatt Road and west of Highway 7, known as Southwest Park. Once complete, it will become the southernmost park in the city, giving residents on the south side better access to public park space. The Parks and Recreation Department is finalizing the park's design, with construction expected to begin in late 2026 and an anticipated opening in 2028. Prior to the park construction, Southwest 12th Street will be extended through the property to connect with Wyatt Road, with street construction starting in spring 2026. The north end of the park will feature a custom-designed playground and a large shelter. A signature element will be a tree canopy walkway, allowing visitors to experience elevated views as the path winds through the treetops. The center of the park will include an event facility for 250 to 300 people, primarily designed for weddings and receptions, but flexible enough for meetings and retreats. Outdoor ceremony spaces will surround the building, which will sit on a hillside overlooking natural wooded areas. The south end of Southwest Park will offer open green space for passive recreation, including a berm that can double as a sledding hill in the winter. Trails throughout the park will provide options for exercise or leisurely walks. Residents on the south side of Blue Springs have long asked for a park in this area, and we're excited to deliver a unique space they can enjoy for years to come.
Southwest Park will be amazing for, especially the southern part of Blue Springs, will be an exciting draw for the region. So community identity is one of the things in our strategic plan, finding ways to point out and to celebrate how Blue Springs is unique. One of the big changes you'll see this year is a change in our city domain name. Our website is changing. It's not an April Fool's joke. April 1st, 2026, we will move from bluespringsgov.com to bluespringsmo.gov for several reasons, but it will give an opportunity for us to streamline and update our style guide, the way Blue Springs Communications works. You see, we don't have a new logo, but we're kind of refreshing what we've had. You'll see more of that to come in the next few months. And so that's an exciting thing that's happening here in the next couple months. We're going to skip that next video, guys, because I'm going to try to run short on time here. Another big thing I want to celebrate, just a couple weeks ago at the city council meeting, the city council created the Neighbors in Need Task Force. So this is something that's been a conversation in the community for a long time. We have a lot of nonprofits, of churches, of community organizations doing great things in the social service space here in Blue Springs, but they're all kind of doing it on their own. And so we've needed an opportunity to consolidate, to coordinate, figure out a way to make sure those things are doing well and being done in a way that can best benefit our residents and the community. And so this task force, the goal is to find ways to coordinate those services, find ways to have them work together, and just generally improve social services in Blue Springs. So haven't had our first meeting yet, just created it a couple weeks ago, but looking forward to what will come out of that this year. So Aiden at the top gave us some ideas from an elementary school student. We thought it was only fair to have the high school students kind of tell us a little bit about Blue Springs. So we got a video that the JAG TV crew put together. Let's roll that one. You can see what they think.
Who's the mayor of Blue Springs?
I don't even know.
Carson Ross.
Nope.
Chris Livesay.
Yeah.
That'd be Mr. Chris Livesay.
Yes, sir. Now, can you guess what the population of Blue Springs is?
10,000 people.
Nope.
160,000.
Not quite. Why is our city called Blue Springs?
Because spring's the best and lakes are blues. Because we have springs and they're blue.
All right, all right.
The land was built on top of a blue spring.
Okay, okay. Now, when was the city of Blue Springs founded?
1907.
Nope, but close.
1904.
Close. Can you guess how many council members we have in Blue Springs?
Probably 6 or 7.
Correct. We got 6.
Bang.
Yep. Can you name one park in the city of Blue Springs?
No. Wilbur Young Park.
There we go.
Rotary Park.
There we go. Can you guess what this logo is?
It looks like a tea brand.
Not quite.
No answer. I don't know.
All right.
I think that's the Snowflake Club.
All right.
So the two students that produced that, Kendrick and Caden, Blue Springs South students, are here in the room. If you guys can stand and wave. I don't know where they are, but I know they're here. Oh, there they are, over there. Appreciate their hard work. So to wrap up here, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to recognize, if you are a city staff person in the room, can you at least wave? I won't make you stand, but just wave so everybody can recognize all the hard work that they've done over the last several years. Nothing would get done without their dedication and support, and they make us look good, so we always want to take time to recognize them when we can. A couple other things just to wrap up. We do have an election coming up April 7th. Not only are there 3 city council races, but also we have an election for a question for revenue bonds. Made a video about that recently. There'll be more information to come in the next couple of months. Essentially, this has nothing to do with your property taxes, so the county executive can stop sweating there. These are revenue bonds are paid by the revenue already gathered by the sewer fees. But in order to participate in a state revolving fund, which is a state of Missouri program, we have to fund that with voter-approved bonds. And so that's what this election is for. The only impact to not approving this question is we have to get a loan with a higher interest rate. And so we'll continue to try to communicate that message over the next couple months, but be aware of that for April 7th. Also want to make sure to have an invitation for you as residents to participate in what goes on in Blue Springs. We have several boards and commissions that you can serve on. And so that QR code will give you a link to the application. We'd like to have you come help us make decisions and vet the information we do as elected officials. Finally, has anybody heard of Freedom and Liberty here in Blue Springs? All right. So we actually, when we started this, there were no eggs. And as of now, there are 3 eggs on the Blue Springs Eagle Cam. Our parent eagles, Freedom and Liberty, have to, oh, is that live right now? Look at that. So we are on Eaglet watch now. Hopefully next time in the next few weeks, we'll have some baby eagles to celebrate. And so you can watch that live. There's a YouTube link on the city's website. Several people, I think the viewership went up like tenfold after they started laying eggs. So that's pretty exciting. We've had that up since 2025, but didn't have any eggs last year. And so it's been pretty exciting here in Blue Springs. Finally, I just want to thank everyone for attending today. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve as mayor and to work with this city council and city staff. Look forward to what's coming in 2026 and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.